new era of Formula One is here. F1 2026 DLC. Lighter cars, a total engine overhaul, and a grid that could be shaken up by a new power unit manufacturer. So I thought, what if we jumped in right now? What if we added a 12th garage to the grid and tried to build a team from absolute scratch? This is my journey. Welcome to Midnight Racing. We're starting from the very back of the grid for the upcoming F1 2026 regulations. And our goal is to one day, hopefully, battle for glory. The mission for Season 1? Finish 10th or better in the Constructors' Championship. Anything more than that is a win. To do it, we have to get our heads around the single biggest rule change in modern Formula One history. So if you want to follow along on this crazy ride and see if we actually pull this off, make sure you subscribe because we're just getting started. So what does it take to build a Formula One team in 2026? First up, you need an identity. We are Midnight Racing. Our car is wrapped in a nice blue, designed to pop under the floodlights of a night race. But a pretty car is useless without an engine. And for our first season, we've landed a deal that I think will give us a real fighting chance. We're officially powered by Red Bull powertrains. That gives us a solid foundation, but in this new era, power is only half the story. The interpretation of the 2026 regulations is a complete reset. The cars are smaller, lighter, and feature a brand new active aerodynamics. This means the DRS system we all know is gone. Replaced here by active aero, movable front and rear wings we can use on certain straights to slash the drag. It's a fundamental change to how we drive the car, but a real game changer is the power unit. The regs are targeting a power split of roughly 50-50 between the engine and the electrical side, which introduces a wild new layer of strategy. In our cars, we have a manual boost button for deploying energy, but the big one is the new overtake mode. If you get within a second of the car ahead at a detection point, you unlock a massive electrical boost for the next lap. It's an incredible tool for attacking, but managing that battery is going to be the story of the season. Run out of juice and you're a sitting duck. It's a constant game of high-speed chess. For our driver lineup, we wanted a mix of raw young talent and reliable racecraft. In one seat, we have American hotshot Jack Crawford, and in the other seat, well, that's me. I'm taking on the role of both team owner and driver, piloting the second car under the name Richard Verschoor. It's an insane challenge, but I figured to really build this team, I need to be right there in the thick of it all. Full 24 race calendar, hardest difficulty, and 0 assist. Let's do this.
Be back.
First race weekend on the calendar, Australia. A track that's notoriously brutal on new cars and new teams. The goal for practice was simple. Learn the car, learn this ridiculously complex energy management, and figure out just how far off the pace we really are. And honestly, the initial feedback was humbling. The car felt nimble, but the aero balance was all over the place. The rear was incredibly snappy out of slow corners, and learning when to use the active aero without totally destabilizing the car was a nightmare. And let me tell you, this new overtake mode is powerful, most shockingly so, but the battery drains at an insane rate. We spent most of practice just running simulations, trying to find the balance between recharging the battery and deploying that boost. Use too much and your lap times fall off a cliff. Use too little and you're going backwards on the straights. It's a terrifying fine line. Going into qualifying, my expectations were on the floor. A Q1 exit felt pretty much guaranteed. We kind of butchered our first lap and made a couple mistakes. But I just wanted to set a respectable lap and not be dead last. So in Q1, we put it all on the line. I cranked the energy deployment to its absolute limit, somehow managed to string a clean lap together. But the question is, would it be enough to get to Q2?
Okay, that's P21 for us, P21. only got 2 laps of fuel left.
And we scraped through into Q2 with a time of 1:19.99. The garage went nuts for a brand new team. Just getting out of Q1 felt like a pole position. Then in Q2, reality hit us. We were up against the established midfield, and we just didn't have the least bit of pace. We gave it everything, completely emptied the battery, crossed the line with a 1:19.37. P11, we missed out on Q3 by the thinnest margin. It was a gut punch, but it was also a sign that maybe, just maybe, this car had some real potential. We were on the edge of the points for our very first race, and now we just had to survive 20 laps.
It's a new day, a new dawn, a new era for Formula One. This is the 2026 World Championship. New regulations, new cars, new fuels, new drivers. Ladies and gentlemen, let's ride. So here we are at Albert Park Circuit, 3.28 miles around, with the streets making for a bumpy surface with little undulation. There are 14 corners around the lake, with the best passing opportunities coming at turn 1 and turn 3. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And it's Charles Leclerc in P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Hamilton, Piastri, Max Verstappen, and Sainz, Albon, Antonelli, Gasly, and Richard Verschoor, Hadjar, Lawson, Gabriel Bortoleto, and Behrman, Russell, Hülkenberg, Sergio Perez, and Lance Stroll, Crawford, Ocon, Bottas, Alonso, Colapinto, and Arvid Lindblad rounds off the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Welcome to race day in Melbourne. We are going to be starting with the hard compound, going on to the mediums about halfway through this race. I'm not 100% sure how tire wear is going to be. I only did one practice session before this, and it was probably for about 10 minutes just to try to get used to the car. Battery management is going to be very, very interesting. Tires are probably going to be a little cold for the first couple laps, but I'm hoping we can really maybe jump a couple positions right off the start. Maybe we'll get lucky a little bit. Managing the battery is definitely going to be one heck of a challenge for the entire season. Getting used to the new cars is going to be very interesting. I'm pretty excited to start this season off. Now, I didn't mention this in the beginning of the video, but I did have a series that was like a very cinematic driver career. Unfortunately, I lost the footage after, I think it was race 5. I recorded Jeddah, and I moved in the middle of filming all this stuff, editing. I started to edit some of the video, but unfortunately I lost a bunch of footage on my computer. And then on top of that, the new DLC came out, so I really, really wanted to give this a ride. So if you guys have watched some of that previous stuff, I'm sorry. It unfortunately is going to be coming to an end because, 3 weeks, 2 weeks worth of editing, because I'm still new and trying to figure out exactly how to edit. Yeah, it was a lot of work for a 8-10 minute video. And it seems like everyone kind of enjoys some stuff like this a little bit better. But maybe down the road after a season or two for my team, we can roll into a little bit more stuff like that. But let's get ready for the first race of our 2026 season. I am super excited about this. It's going to be a ton of fun. Nail our grid spot, which is wonderful.
Let's make sure we get the edge on the surrounding drivers as the
And
lights go out.
yeah, so we got red lights coming in, and we're off. We get a terrible start, by the way. End up dropping back just a little bit. Definitely need to figure out what RPM range we could be at here, but as you can see, we are battling with Hajar right off the start. Didn't expect us to get up this high. I think I dumped the battery a little much in qualifying. As we come into turn 3, a little bit of contact with Hajar, a little bit with Antonelli as well, but we're able to hold P10, which I'm super pumped about already. And I have to say, the yo-yoing effect in this game because of the straight line mode and the battery and plus the boost is like, it's kind of crazy, right? So like, I really enjoyed the first couple races of the actual 2026 season, in real life. It was crazy. It was hectic. Nobody had any idea what was going on. And this is just very similar to it. This whole entire race, anything's kind of possible. And it's been like, it was fun. I didn't really have high hopes for this DLC, but this is insane. Like I so far so good. Like I'm happy with it. We have a great first lap there, held P10, had a little bit of battle with Hajar and Antonelli, our current world championship leader right now, which is mind-blowing, by the way. Absolutely mind-blowing. I really hope he can hold on to this, just like we can hold on to a good position in this race, because, the youngest, I think he would be the youngest driver ever to win a World Driver Championship, which would be sick. The second year in Formula One, he's at a big team. I mean, we know the kid's a prodigy as we pass him right now. I'm just gonna brush my shoulder off on that one, give myself a pat on the back, because, I could have just passed the future world champion. Who knows? But no, it's good on him. Good on him. This race is getting very spicy for lap 2 already. But yeah, it's really awesome. Like the game's been great so far. I haven't played much. I've done a couple time trial runs to try to find the right difficulty for the AI. I know there's a couple of calculators on there. If anybody has any suggestions, by the way, like, that would be fantastic. If you guys want to leave a comment or something, or send me a message on Discord, like that, this would be perfect, because I definitely need to turn the AI up in this. I think a little bit more than the one I'm using right now. But yeah, I'm definitely going to struggle with some battery management here, because this race is just, it's a little chaotic. It calms down towards the end, but it's a little bit chaotic. As you can see, we're going into lap 3 here, and we already get a safety car. 3 laps into our 2026 season, our first time ever building a team like this, and we get a safety car. But the good news is we're up 1 position, technically 2, because somebody got disqualified during I'll be completely honest, I missed it while I was playing. I don't know if it was a grid penalty. I don't know if someone, I don't exactly know what happened. I didn't realize until after the fact, but going from P11 to P10 was kind of huge. Would have been cool if something happened, like if they could put that in the game where something happens and you can actually move up into Q3, that'd be sick. So here's our big dilemma for the entire race. We're on lap 3, we're on hard tires. I'm not pitting. I know this is like a cheap pit stop. A majority of the field, besides the Cadillacs, they all pit. So like, I don't know. We were in a good spot. We probably could have moved up, but like knowing the old generation of cars and how the tire wear works in this game, I don't think I could have held it together on medium tires, for the rest of the race. Granted, we would have had some laps behind the safety car and stuff like that. Yeah, that was kind of my mindset, because and you might be able to hear it in game. They're telling me, Pitwell's telling me to pit, but I'm like, there's no way, dude. It's, it's 3 laps in. You can't do that with hard tires. Now we are going to struggle with a bunch of tire warm up here, so that will be a little bit killer. I am gonna jump ahead here until the race restart, just to save us a little bit of time, and I'll see you guys back in just a minute. All right, guys, so we have the safety car on its way back to the pit lane. We are going to resume racing, which curious to see how this restart's going to go. Old hard tires. Everybody else is pretty much on brand new tires and had a lap or two to warm them up. My front right is ice cold. It's about as blue as it can get. And we have a ton of power with these new regulations in the battery, so this is going to be very, very interesting. My goal is to pull and keep at least a 1 second gap to whoever is behind me, and I mean obviously to push to as much as I can for the next couple laps, and try to pit around lap 10 or 11 maybe was kind of what I was thinking. I have to say, I don't know if I just got the AI wrong or what, but I feel like this should not have been that easy, especially in a My Team career. Like the old regulations, I've played a season of My Team pretty much like by myself. I didn't stream it or make any kind of videos on it. And this is before I found all of the AI like calculators and stuff that you can do now. And let me tell you, I don't know if it's because I'm not using the battery right and I'm constantly draining it down to 0, but I feel like this may have been a little too easy. I'm definitely going to start bumping up the AI like 2 or 3 clicks from whatever this generator tells me for the next video. Because I believe I should have been passed by now. I mean, we're all on hard tires. Mine are old, cold, and I have to say it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, like tire wear wise. But come on, like we're gonna go for this tire offset. We're gonna try to get as many points as we can. I may have messed up on the difficulty settings, but you gotta take what you can get when you're a new team on the grid, right? So the way this race is unfolding right now is pretty it's pretty crazy. McLarens are up top-ish. They're in the top 10. Norris right behind. Albon out of nowhere, and we all know the season that Williams is having this year, which listen, I love Albon, I love Sainz. I think James Vowles is brilliant, but yeah, Williams in 3rd right now, I think, and Cadillac in 5th. Like, I know they didn't pit. Him and Valtteri did not pit. They did the same thing I did. I think we were the only 3 teams to stay out. Our teammate, Jack Crawford, he pits under safety car. So, like, yeah, this is going to be very interesting here. We have a couple laps to go. We're building and keeping a nice little gap to Norris, which is perfect. Hopefully we can make it. Our tires should really have no problem. They'll probably get like a little loose around lap 9, 10-ish. But I think we can really kind of hang on to this. So I also just want to take a minute to kind of explain where I want to go with this in the future here. So I'm going to keep it kind of like how everyone is used to for a My Team playthrough. We're going to go through upgrades, car development, all that stuff at the beginning of each video. I did have a couple upgrades cooking up before we started, but I don't think we're going to see them to Japan, and I kind of wanted to like briefly go over engine supplier and all that stuff, so we'll get into that in the next video for sure. We have a couple laps here, that's why I'm kind of going to throw this out now. And I'm going to be working on actually recording my voice while I'm racing. I just need to move a couple things around in the new place to make that happen. I don't really like doing the voiceover like this because I tend to just ramble on, if you guys haven't realized. But yeah, and I want more of a live reaction out of passing people and the yo-yoing and all that type of stuff. It also makes it a little bit easier on my end, and I think a little bit more, how would you put it? You'll get a little bit more liveliness out of me, because doing a voiceover for a race I did 2 days ago is, you know, I will admit it is a little rough sometimes. But yeah, that's kind of our goal. I want to do the full season. I'm trying to keep everything like simulation damage. You know, I'm trying to keep it as hard and realistic as possible. Clearly we're gonna have to bump the AI up a little bit here. And yeah, the only thing I'm gonna be keeping on is rewinds. And I run the game on a Mo's the wheel. For some reason, every now and then I'll have problems, like if I had, you know, if I was in the middle of a race and I had to pause the game for whatever reason, or sometimes when I come out of the pit lane, like I won't have force feedback, and I've tried to power through it. I have a skill issue. I can't do that. So that's really the only reason the rewinds are on. Just like my driver career series that I had started, but unfortunately lost the footage and like the game save and everything. If I crash, whether it's qualifying, get a bad start on the race and like something happens, unless it's like some kind of horrible bug with the game, we're not restarting. I'm not doing a rewind for it. Like it's my mistake. You know, this is my team, my car. I wanted to drive for the team as well. We're treating this as if I'm also, you know, kind of like a driver career as well. And yeah, I don't want to, I like playing as realistic as possible. That's how I like to enjoy the game. But with that out of the way, we are now ready. I believe it's this lap. It should be, because we just drained our battery. We should be dipping into the pits. So again, didn't pit lap 3. We're going on to lap 11 here. P1 got awesome track position. I believe we were in P9 when the safety car came out. We have a terrible turn into our pit stop. I also fumbled with the clutch because I couldn't figure out what button it was on my wheel. 3.3 second stop. Not great. Not terrible. It could have been, definitely could have been much worse. We come out just in front of our teammate Jack. Got the corner a little bit there. On fresh medium tires, and we are what? 6 laps, 7 laps newer tires than everybody else, and they're on hard compound. I'm excited to see what we could do here. I'm definitely excited. Also, I would just like to say, as we drop back down towards the bottom of the grid, Lance Stroll in P19, one of the Aston Martins down here, this is about as realistic as this race got. So I don't know if they're going to update their, you know, driver stats and car stats and stuff like that, but
Boost mode if you need it.
let's see where we can get with the next 9 laps to go as we pass Gabby and Colapinto using our new boost. It's, well, I guess technically it's boost. I don't know if it's overtake or boost. I'm going to call it boost for now. You know, as a massive fan of Formula One, you would think I would get that down, but the regulations this year are very interesting. This looks like Behrman jumps into the pits. We crossed the line for lap 12, and we are up to P12 already. So we definitely drop back. We have some time to make up. Well, we have laps and to really start pushing. We did a lap on the medium tires. They should be pretty close to be getting up the temperature right now. And we are coming up to my least favorite driver in all of Formula One, Osama bin Russell.
Okay, so remember, when you get within a second,
and I tell you what,
get access to extra power from the hybrid system.
Not looking forward to battling with him all year. Because if they get his AI right, which I'm sure they will at some point, that Mercedes power unit is definitely strong. We're probably going to be battling with him and Antonelli a lot. And as you can see, struggled a little bit to keep it on track. I did notice this DLC. I don't know if they actually changed anything or if it's just the cars, but boy, you definitely can follow a lot better. You don't get as much oversteer or understeer from people as we go to make the move on Russell. See if we can make this stick. Definitely a little tight coming through. Not like normal place that you would see a lot of passing at as we just dump our overtake. We're dumping the overtake as much as we can. I don't want to waste it, but like I feel like you kind of have to. The AI, even though it's not at 110 right now, like they definitely, like, you get that yo-yo that we had that first race of the 2026 season. And as you can see, we are going, we're going ham. We get past Lawson. We're coming up to Hamilton already, back in P9. So already our strategy so far has paid off. We're back to where we started. We didn't really lose anything. Straight line mode activated, a little bit of boost. So we may have gave Hamilton just a little love tap. That was not on purpose. That was just to remind him that he's making a bad decision with Kim Kardashian. That's all that was. I swear to God. It wasn't a mistake on my end. It was on purpose. It was just to remind him that we don't accept poor decisions. Even though he made the biggest of them all by going to Ferrari. And I have not been the biggest Hamilton fan, but I have the utmost respect for him. I will pray for you, my friend. I will pray for you as we pass you. As we pass you. Come on, let's get this. Push you off the track, just like Max would normally do. And we are up to P7. If he made better choices in life, he wouldn't be in two sticky situations, if you know what I mean. Anyway, as we continue to push up through the field on our nice, fresh medium tires, we shall continue and try to hunt down Carlos Sainz. Side note, I get very, very sidetracked very easily here. I do apologize. I was saying before we started all this passing and slander of one of the greats, the handling model, I think for 2025 in general has been great. And 2026, this DLC, I'm assuming they just made minor tweaks to it. It feels so much better. I kind of wish that I picked longer races for the career just to see how the tire wear was, because I know it scales per, like percentage that you pick for race distance and stuff like that. But so far, I'm really enjoying this. Like I said, I did a couple time trial runs, and I did a practice session just to feel how the car was, which you guys saw a clip of as we take the push to Carlos, Mr. Smooth Operator, getting a little feisty chili over here. Might be a little tough to pass. Definitely not the section we could pass, but I want to say the back straight, we should be able to get him no problem. Yeah. So, yep. There it is. Sorry, Carlos. I love you, but I don't love you that much. I'm passing it. We're going for blood. Listen, I may have, like I said, I have blundered, but this brand new team will outscore Cadillac this year. We will beat Cadillac and we will beat Aston Martin. There's no question about that. Anybody that has a Honda power unit, and that is Cadillac, Midnight Racing is coming for you. It's just a fact. We have to. We don't really have a choice. Because we need all the human monies. All of it. So we could build up our team and get a driver's championship, a constructor's championship as quickly as possible in this game. I cannot wait. I think this is going to be a fun season. And I think it's going to be a little chaotic once some upgrades start coming, and who knows what kind of updates that they're going to bring to the game. As we come up to our home race hero, who might just actually complete a full lap around his home track this year as we smash into the back of him. What great timing that was. Yeah. So another thing that I would really love to talk about this first race, and this is not how all races are going to go. I'm not going to ramble on constantly nonstop, I promise. Goodbye, Piastri, as we leave you room, but we will take off into the sunset. So battery management in this game is so key, and I was never really good at it to begin with. So, like, one thing I find absolutely fascinating, right? If you watched the Australian Grand Prix, right, in real life, nobody really had a good idea after preseason testing and the shakedown and all that stuff on how the battery was going to work, the deployment, what was it going to look like. And it was a chaotic first race, right? It was a lot of fun. This kind of, it honestly, like, I don't know if it's because I didn't do any of the racing before this in the 2026 cars, but like, I felt like after, 15 laps or so, I was kind of getting the hang of like, okay, like this straightaway, for example, right? I was originally using it right as soon as I would get on the power, I was dumping some battery and I'd be empty. But now you kind of had to do this before too, but like more towards the end of the straight was giving me another 20 kph of top speed before the car would bottom out. So like, just learning that as you go through the race, like, I don't know, I don't know if it's just because it's the first race of the new DLC and, racing's back. Like, I'm recording this on the Monaco weekend. So like, I don't know, it was an exciting Monaco GP. And I'm having a lot of fun on the game for once. The 2025 stuff was getting a little stale for me. And this is just bringing it back, and I feel a lot better. Like, I'm liking it as we try to make this pass on Gasly. I don't know if we can make this one stick or not. We leave him room on the inside just in case. I could see him down in that mirror there, but it looks like we stick it through. I'll throw up a couple highlights from outside the car as we make some of these passes and stuff. But yeah, dude, I mean, like, who would have thought on my team career, a brand new car, 0 upgrades, new regulations, we started, we qualified P11. We got bumped up to P10 due to, I'm just going to call it, someone had a failure and had to use up a part. And we're up in P4 already on race 1. I know it's going to get much harder than, I am going to turn the difficulty up a little bit. That may have been a blunder on my end, but I think even if the difficulty was up a little bit, using the battery and how powerful it can be, even if you just abuse the crap out of it, like, think we could have really gone up there. And I have to say, I was having fun and I was kind of pushing a little hard. Yeah, it was definitely interesting. The safety car probably didn't help, but like, and we're only 5.5 seconds behind Albon, like, and we were catching him every lap. Like, I do think if this race was a little bit longer here, we could probably advance a little bit further, but we're, you know, halfway through the second to last lap, and it's like, couldn't have asked for a better strategy. Doing the old swap-a-roo for the tires, like starting on hards, which is, you know, in real life, they do it, and then they go to the mediums. In this game, like, especially if this was like a league race or an online race, like, you're really better off starting on the mediums, trying to get a decent track position. But like, dude, going long at the start with a safety car on lap 3, not pitting when everybody else, pretty much the entire field did, insane. Also, it is crazy watching some of the highlights and replays from a race with, you know, you have 22 cars on the grid normally, which is kind of wild to think. I know it's only 2 more cars, but 24 cars on the grid. So Cadillac plus us, you know, I guess Audi too, but they just got taken over, you know what I mean? So like, it's kind of nutty to look at it in some of the replays and like the race starts. Like, it gets very crowded. I could not imagine how it's going to be starting in the midfield. I mean, we kind of did today, but I got a pretty bad start. So like, yeah, this is wild. Like, the game's a lot of fun. We're draining our battery like crazy, as you can see. Battery management, 110%. Going to be key this year. Learning it's going to be tough. I don't think tire strategy, it's, you know, obviously it counts for a lot, but I think you can pull off some crazy stuff with good management skills for all of this. So as we come for the final few corners here, you can see we already caught up to Gasly already. So that was kind of nuts. Cross the line, straight mode, dump the battery. And we crossed the line for our very first race in P4. That is 12 massive points for the team, right out of the get-go. Like, it is absolutely nuts that we've gone this far. I appreciate you guys for being here. I promise the next video will be a lot better. I'm going to set the mic up so I can talk as we're racing and have some fun. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, if you guys want to follow along, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, I'm definitely looking forward to this whole entire season. I think it's going to be an absolute blast for this whole thing. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one.